Good morning, everybody, or I should say good afternoon. I am semi-retired Bob. Welcome to the channel. I talk about carnivore diet and all things related to the carnivore diet and a few other odds and ends. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you to the channel. I certainly hope you're having a great day. If you end up deciding you like this, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit the little bell notification. That'll let you get notified every time I put out a new video. It's a little chilly again this morning. It got down to 34 degrees last night, which is, I think that's 1 degree Celsius for those of you in the rest of the world. But today is going to be a little bit of a mixed bag because I just couldn't decide what I wanted to talk about. And to be honest, I way overslept today. I must have been tired from breaking the 2-mile mark yesterday. I got up really, really late. I mean, it's the 8th, it's my 8th day without coffee. And I think my body is still adjusting to that. Because I slept early last night. I was really tired. I fell asleep about 9:30. But then I woke up about midnight and didn't feel tired again until about, it must have been just a little bit before 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's when Dr. Kilt's morning meetup live comes on. And I thought, well, if I'm not going to sleep, I might as well watch him. So I had my phone propped up where I could see it from laying on the bed. And I never saw him come on. I woke up and it was about 10:45. So I laid there for a few minutes, and then because it is Saturday, I fired up the computer and the TV and started watching college football. That started right at 11, and it was coming up on halftime in all the games when I decided I had to get out here and get this walk in. And that's what I really wanted to talk to you about today, is the motivation to get out and get these walks in. Because you only have motivation just so many days of the week. Morning. How are you today?
Oh, just fine. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Very pretty dog.
Oh, you got the Ohio State shirt on, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You're a Buckeye.
Well, there was a little pause in the video there because I bumped into a guy whose dog decided to come over and get petted, and we talked about football for a little bit. Talked about how horrible the officiating was in the Nebraska-Rutgers game last night. But I cut that entire section out of the video because, well, I don't carry release sheets with me, and I don't want to put somebody in my video that doesn't know he's about to be on a video. But anyway, motivation. You can only get charged up and be, in kind of a rah-rah, let's go do it mood every so often. Motivation is good when you have it, but what do you do when you don't have motivation? When you're sitting there like I was this morning, just watching football, knowing that my Ohio State Buckeyes play this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So after that, I'll be basically done for the day. How do you get the motivation to get up and go do what you need to do? What you know you should do without question is just go do it. I think for daily motivation, instead of counting on that motivation to come, we just have to, I know I've talked about this a lot, keep our why in front of our face. Why are we doing this? And we have to just keep doing it until it becomes a habit. And it's very easy to fall into that trap of not being motivated and saying all the heck with it. And where this is going to relate to our way of eating, if you let your mind fall into the trap of, oh, I'm tired today, I don't have any motivation, I just don't feel like going to do what I'm supposed to do, I'm just going to sit here. If we let our minds fall into that trap, then as we get on down into it, go ahead. I had to pause there for a second because there was a car coming, and she motioned for me to go ahead of her, but she was zooming down to the intersection so fast, I decided just to stop and wait and let her go on through. I'm not sure why people drive that fast in residential neighborhoods. The speed limit in here is 25. And some days you'd think I was walking along the Indianapolis Speedway. But anyway, motivation. If we let ourselves fall into that trap of, I just don't feel like it, then perhaps when it comes time to make our food for the day, we look at the hamburger meat, or we look at in my case, I've got some stew meat thawing for today. Or we even look at the ribeyes, which are wonderful, by the way. I don't have ribeyes very often because I could afford to eat ribeye about 4 days a month, and then I'd have to fast for the other 26, 27 days. And while according to some gurus that, 27 days of fasting would be good for me and I'd lose a ton of weight, I don't think I'd like it. I don't think I'd like that at all. But we're looking at all this stuff that we have to cook, and we go, no, I just don't feel like cooking today. The heck with it. I'm having kind of a down day. I didn't go walking today. Since I've already blown that, why don't I go ahead and go online and order a Grubhub or an Uber Eats or just a pizza delivery or some other crap. And that's how the spiral can happen so easily without us even realizing it. Because that one day can very easily turn into 2 days or 3 days, and now all of a sudden it's a couple of months later. We've been eating like crap, so our body feels like crap. The inflammation's coming back. Our whatever our skin disorders were are starting to come back. Our joints hurt. We're putting on weight. We're falling right back into that cycle of what we now know is bad behavior. And I hope I'm in the shot here because I can't see. All I can see is a reflection off of my phone with the sun coming straight in behind me. Let me see if I can. There, I can sort of see myself there. I'll be glad when I get underneath these shade trees up here so that I can see what the heck's going on. So we have to be very careful not to let ourselves fall into that spiral. And it all boils down to do what you've decided to do. Keep your why right in front of you. And for those that are new to the channel, I'll explain your why, what I'm talking about there, very briefly here. Why am I doing this? For me, my initial whys were very simple. I wanted to be able to stand for more than 2.5 minutes at a time without severe pain. And I had kind of high hopes that if this diet really would reduce inflammation a little bit, that I could make more than a half fist like this. And now my fingers mostly work. They're still stiff. You know, there's nothing. The carnivore diet is not magic. It just takes the poisons out of your system so your body can heal itself. And the body is an amazing machine. It will heal a great many of our problems if we just stop poisoning ourselves with carbs, sugar. But that was my initial why. I'm so far beyond that now. My why is going 1% per day or thereabouts, trying to increase my ability to walk until I get being able to do 10 miles on the road. That's a goal for down in the future. Hopefully just a few months, but it might take more than that. And then I want to start doing some trail hikes, get out and see some waterfalls and things like that. And the ultimate goal is to through hike the Appalachian Trail in 2025. But we'll see, you know, barring catastrophic incident, that I just don't think I'm going to be able to go that far. Those are my plans. That's my goal. But my goal, my why, is not your why. Your why could be just being able to take a hike with your spouse in the evening, not necessarily a hike, but a walk around the neighborhood with your spouse every evening. Get down on the floor and play with your grandkids. Take your grandkids to the zoo. Take your kids to the zoo. Take yourself to the zoo. I mention the zoo a lot because I'm in Omaha. where we have one of the best zoos in the world. If you haven't ever been to the Henry Dorley Zoo in Omaha, I highly suggest it. In fact, you can go back into some of my older videos. I've got an actual little playlist of 5 or 6 videos from back when I was making videos 3-4 years ago, whatever it was. And I took many pictures of the Henry Dorley Zoo. You can go check those out if you want, if you're interested at all. But so that's what your why is. Why are you doing this? Why does it matter? Because if you don't have a why, then why are you doing this? But keeping your why right in front of you can help you push through those bad motivation days. You know, if it was just me that I had to worry about, I would have probably sat at home today. I probably would not have fallen into the spiral of eating bad, because I like stew meat a lot. If you cook it right, it's sort of almost like having sirloin tips, but not quite. I mean, it is still stew meat. It's not actually sirloin tips. But me doing these daily walks, while 85 to 90% of it is for me, because this is my life, and we each only get one life, so we have to do what's best for us at all times. I still have to think of all you guys out there watching in YouTube land. You have showed an interest in my channel, in what I'm doing here. And I do feel a little responsibility to give you something to listen to while you're out on your walks. I don't know why you've chosen to follow me, but I'm glad you have, and I hope you get a little inspiration out of my videos every day. Most of the comments I get are just watching your progress, and I do appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. While we're talking about that, go ahead and share this out with your friends, so I can get, I'm 4 shy. When I started on this walk, I was 4 shy of 2,000 subscribers, which still just absolutely blows my mind that there's 2,000 people that want to watch what I'm doing here. But I am very thankful. But yeah, to take the line from Nike, just do it. You just got to get out there and do it. We can't count on that rah-rah motivation to keep us going every day. We have to just realize that it's important to do what we're supposed to do. I think I've about exhausted the topic of motivation. If you guys have any tips for me or anybody else on those days that we're having trouble with motivation, what do you do to motivate yourself? See, there went a big red truck. Just had to get down to the stoplight so that he could sit there for 3 minutes instead of coming down the hill a little slower. I know I sound like an old man complaining about drivers in the neighborhood. But go ahead and leave comments down there. Maybe your comment will help somebody else just get out and do their walk, or walk around their house, or go up and down a few flights of stairs, or read that book they've been meaning to read, or learn that skill by watching YouTube videos, whatever it is that 1% was going to be today for them. Maybe your tips on how to push through the lack of motivation days will help those people. And now that I'm on that long uphill climb back to my street, this is the point when in the video where I say stick around to the end, but cue the music. Okay, cut the music. Thank you. It's amazing how much our mind can play tricks on us when we're in one of those demotivated moods. Like just now. Because, I always go around the big block, which is about 1.5 miles. Then I turn at the house again and come up this other street to keep adding on. And my brain was saying to me, come on, Bob, you've walked enough. There's the house right there. You could call it right here and nobody'd be the wiser. And my knee, my left knee, which is the worst one, actually started to twinge a little bit, giving me more motivation to stop. But as soon as I mentally made the decision that I'm going to keep going, my knee stopped hurting again. Now, whether that's mental or something physiological, I can't say. But when we cheat, whether it be on our walk or our steps or our diet or anything in life, who are we really cheating? We're cheating ourselves. And it's true, the only one we're going to hurt is ourselves with that cheat. But ultimately, we have to ask ourselves the question, is this cheat going to significantly slow my progress to get to my why? Only you can answer that. I was so sugar addicted before, and here comes that dumb dog again that just does nothing but sit out here and bark at nothing. I apologize for the neighbor's idiot dog. He's very pretty, but not a brain in his head. Not a brain in your head, do you? Oh, shut up. Good grief. But how much is that cheat going to set you back? I can't answer that. But I'm so afraid of falling back into the old habits I used to have that for me, I have to just keep pushing forward every day. So don't forget to get out there and try to be 1% better today than you were yesterday. There should be a clicker over here where you can watch the entire September challenge, or over here where you can watch a video you've never seen before. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.